So we should just open it up for questions. So I think it's easier if you ask some questions, because then we get to the right direction in what we should talk about. And welcome to the rest. So feel free to ask anything, like what is on your mind. Yeah?
I would like to ask, how did you come on the idea of this monster?
How did we, it happened, we worked with closets before, like big closets, like squares things. And then we were traveling around in the Nordic countries, and we got this idea of exploring aggression in Nordic countries. And then we wanted to try to create something who had like an energy by itself, and to create something that was not squarish but round. And we start to talk about this turning stage, like in tradition, like you have in the theater. And we said, okay, we have seen that a lot of time. How can we obstruct it a bit more? And we made this ball. We said, okay, what if you put a ball underneath it? And then, okay, we tried that, and then we saw, okay, this is not working. It's falling. It's going to be too dangerous because it's not fixed, and the ball will just smash you in the head. So we did that. We're cutting off the ball and fixing it to the stage, and we created this big stage together with our scenography, Icelandic scenography, shaky. And then we have exploring that, what it actually is, for I think more or less a year now, on and off.
I was just wondering how much of it is choreography and how much is like communicating with each other, like especially when you're all four on your floor.
Everything is set more or less. There is small parts because of it moves a lot. It's not the same every day. So we have to improvise when we're not in the right place. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Like,
It is set.
maybe it's
But you rely quite a lot on choreography.
Yeah.
You can say we navigate on the choreography, but when one person moves just a little bit, then it changes for everybody else, and then that makes that it shifts a bit. So then it's a little bit of improvisation, but it depends. Sometimes somebody flies off, then it was accidental. Sometimes.
And the stage has its mood also. So it's like you influence, but then it comes back. And then, how to say, the heavy point where it's tilted, like it's tilted now, but we have some, like a map where to. So each day we are checking where is the heavy point, and then we are adjusting on that, especially in the beginning. And then if kind of in the solo or something you kind of know how to map. If you want to balance, then then it's, inside tricks. So it's...
But I can say, like, a lot of the material is created through communication and through a lot of improvisation, like, because you have to listen to each other. You have to build it through the stage and through the movement of the stage. So questions? Yeah.
Did you make, I don't know what you call it, the thing yourself?
No, we didn't make it. We came up with the ideas and the thought, and we shared them with our scenographer, Siggy, and he was the one creating it together, building it together with a guy called Søren Romer, who's also a scenographer and set designer. Yeah. So they built it for us, and then we have been adjusting all through.
And they actually built it in a little, like the workshop they had was not so big.
It's in a basement. Yeah.
In a basement, and this is built in 5 parts. And we couldn't even get the 5 parts out of the workshop, so we have to cut some of the door to get the stage out.
No offense to your work, it was great. But did you intend to write a certain story with the whole Turmoil system and the dances?
I can say that we don't want to tell like a story from A to B, a chronological story. We are exploring some kind of themes inside this, like exploring it through the balance and through aggression and how that evolve and how it influenced different people and how they work through the relationship. We don't want to tell you this is how it is. We don't want to give the conclusion of it. We want it to be laying underneath and be some kind of dialogue with you as an audience, what the actually meaning is. Yeah.
The theme, the stage actually gives feedback. Like when a dancer is on, it gives a very clear feedback. If your material doesn't come from the natural premise of the stage, then your material doesn't work on the stage. But this is also the same. If you try to create material that is too fixed on a conceptual level, like I want to tell this story, I want to tell this story, and this is something you experience pretty early. So you have to build around it in a way. And you get different images that together make long, emotional stories more than they are, concrete stories. But of course, we guide those stories so that you can read very many things into them, as long as they have this clear trajectory emotionally.
I would say that the characters have a emotional journey that they go through each, but the story in itself is not set. But we will all have a maybe slightly different journey even every day, which is the freedom in the piece, which is nice.
There was a funny session when we kind of just shared like exactly from A to B what we think a story is, and we got like tremendously different stories, and that was awesome. You put all those three, stories in, like I have my own game, they have their own, like life and death or something, and then, and then you have your own, but that's life, that's how we see things, and that's fun, for me personally.
You said that it's something to do with aggression in the Nordic countries.
Yes.
How did you get inspired to that?
For the aggression, I can say like in the beginning, the aggression became a little bit like a limitation for us, like something we couldn't get really along with, because in the beginning we got this stage and like, okay, it's about balance, and we can't just put aggression on it. It's like the stage has its own energy and its own way by itself, and in a way I think we got immersed into that the aggression is also like an emotion that you really can't control. It's like even you hold it back or you explode with it, and it's like the stage. This is something you have to listen to, and we tried like, okay, aggression is also something we have to listen to. We have to work with this primal force that aggression is, and for the stage also, this is, I think, this got emerged into each other. The aggression, the primal force, the energy we have underneath, like driving us as human beings. It became like the same thing, and finding the balance in that. So I think this is where the exploration was for us.
And the stage is like a resonator. It exaggerates all relationships. And actually, for a time, because of its nature, that if, like as I said just before, if someone makes a slight move, everybody has to adjust very quickly. While in real life, many times you maybe block that off because there isn't like this amplifier that forces you to adjust. And for a long time, we were exploring this and actually put aggression in the backseat because you can't force it on, like Jan says. But it was actually more towards the end of the process that it started working again, and it started coming in naturally when everybody was more proficient.
For me personally, it was as we got in Finland, and when we started too early putting the story and character and drama in it, it was just dying. It was just not real. So it really took time to master it as an instrument, just to feel, even not to feel seasick, or kind of just finding the way to drop if it takes off the balance, how you drop yourself on the ground, and etc. And when you kind of master it, or at intermediate level, then you can then you have time because it goes automatically. Then you don't think, then you can think a little bit. Oh, who are you? Hi, her, and etc. You know. Then, so it's something very much is based just on it as an instrument.
You had a question?
The four dancers we saw today, what are their names, and are they the only people who have used this station?
You can present it here.
I'm Simon. I'm from Aarhus.
And he's single.
You will have more artist talk in the bar later.
My name is Cesar, and I'm from Växjö in Småland in Sweden, 2 hours away from Copenhagen.
My name is Nora, and I live now in Copenhagen, but I'm from Finland.
My name is Petras, and I'm from Lithuania. Yeah.
And you ask also if they were the only one on the stage. We have had some other people, not many. We started the project, actually we had the first tryout with the project August last year in a democratia, how to say that in English? Democracy project, where we had 2 girls from Tunisia working together with the 3 guys. Where we were trying out for a weekend, what is democracy, how do you work with it, how do you balance it, and what do we get out of having this physical game. And then we were in residency in Finland, and it was with Nora and Petros and Simon. And then we had like showing also in Aarhus, where we had Helena, another dancer, who's there. So I think this is the people who has been on the stage. And Katrine, yeah, we have a Norwegian girl who will go instead of Nora in our tour in the spring next year. Yeah, because she's busy with other jobs. You choose other things than us. It was before. Yeah.
When you're like from Sweden and a girl from Norway and Finland and Litauen, how did you meet?
The world is small. The theater world is much more small.
We had this plan that we wanted to work with dancers from different Nordic countries. So we were of course looking for people, and we met them different places, and know them. Simon we have been working with before.
They locked me in a cupboard.
Yeah.
For like 50 times.
Yeah.
17 to 20 hours of my life in a cupboard.
That was the last piece.
That was the last piece.
Yeah.
Come and see it.
And Cesar, I've been working with many years ago.
When we were young and beautiful.
Yeah, we were young. Also as a dancer.
And Petras we saw in a performance, and the first time we saw you, it was like, you have to be in our performance too.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. So.
And just as a joke, I'm the youngest among men.
And Nora we found we got recommended from another Finnish, we got recommended her from another Finnish dancer, and she was sending a video to us, and then we were talking, and then we met in Oulu for the residency in Finland. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is. We actually also created this because we believe in that we have to play, and we create our performances around games that we put up. So we keep on the energy, keep on being alert and play, and so we don't drop it. And that was also one of the reasons for building this one. Is a big playground.
So So we played a lot and improvised a lot in the beginning.
And that was
remember you every day getting the fitness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how you have to do in the fitness now.
And just before you leave, all of you, tomorrow is our last performance for this time. Next year we'll come back. So go out, spread the word, so people can come in and see the last show of the year.